So we're down in the Canistels picking a crop, and Stumpy, hello Stumpy, what do you got there? What do you got? Stumpy is helping himself to the ripe canistels that we didn't get to in time that are fallen on the floor, and looks like he's having a second breakfast today. You enjoying that, mate?
Whenever he goes missing, this is where he is.
Stumpy. Stumpy. Can't hear you, Mum. I'm busy. So we know where to look for him when he goes missing, because very often this is where we find him snacking.
A mid-morning snack.
Mid-morning snacks.
Probably because you don't feed him enough. There we go. Getting nice and yellow and nice and orange around the top there. Can't let them go too far on the tree.
No, because else they fall off and then Stumpy gets them.
Yeah, and you'll be getting fat. So like, leave these will stand a bit longer, but over here,
I would pick that one.
You always disagree with my decisions. There you go. Nice and yellow. Yellow sapote. Egg fruit. That's another name that was given to it. So, I don't know if you can see, peeps, but that orangey one through there, that one will be too ripe.
Yep.
Will have softened.
That's got Stumpy's name on it.
Or yours. You quite like them on toast, eh?
Then they go into a bucket of water, and that just stops the latex from marking the skin.
Yeah, the sap that comes out of here, if it gets on the skin, it just takes a lot more to clean it. More time consuming.
So we've brought back some of the canistels from out of the paddock to start cleaning them and packing them. So I was just going to show you the setup that we've got for doing that. We've got a big sink here that we put all the canistels into for cleaning, and just aiming to get some of this, you know, in the tropics we get a lot of sooty mold on the fruit, so we clean all that up so that they're nice and shiny. And then this is the new racking system that we bought for the packing area. So once we've washed them in the sink, then they'll get moved over to the racking system where they can dry under the fan. And then around here, we've got the packing station. So this is where we load them into the boxes and weigh them. And then they go into the cold room, which is just behind me there. And we keep a record, Ian would like to say, of what we've packed. So we're like two little drowned rats, because as always happens when we pick canistels, it rains. Stumpy is the only one that isn't like a drowned rat, because he hightailed it back to the house as soon as the rain came in.
It fills his ears.
So we're going to get cleaning now. We're going to clean all these little babies and then dry them, pack them, put them in the cold room.
And then off to Chris down at Melbourne.
Off to Melbourne.
This is, for those who don't know, your bananas, and I'll do more videos later on as these start to develop, but underneath here, if you can see, are your bananas. Cool, little baby bananas. And these protectors slowly fall off, and you end up with, down here, it'll produce so many bananas, then it'll just have this left at the bottom. Some people in some Asian countries, they will use this, I suppose, a bit like a cabbage. So that can still be used on certain bananas. This is a Ducasse banana. So yeah, I'll show that as they start to develop. What I'm going to do now is just take off some of these leaves and take away these. Down here there's some suckers. So just a quick little clean up here. So this is just a matter of taking out these little suckers. Hello, dude. Hello. And then just dig into the centre to take the core out. That way it won't reshoot. Your commercial growers will just put a liquid in here to kill the suckers, but if you dig in deep enough, from memory I think it's like kerosene that they'll put in. So just dig in there, take off this. If you were letting the plant regrow, these suckers that have got broad leaves you'd take out, and you'd leave what they call a speary. But I don't want one coming off this. So dig this out. And then just tidy up the leaves. Leave these down here. That will be mulch. So there you go. Just tidied up. Cut these leaves off that were going yellowish because they won't photosynthesize, and that's a fungal disease. And then this one will produce next, and this flower here actually starts way down at the base, at the root, and comes all the way up the middle. There we go. Comes out of the crown there. So yeah, travels all the way up. So this one, the mother will fruit. It has too many fruit for the two of us to consume in one go, but what we do is just freeze them all. Peel them, put them in a Ziploc bag, freeze them, and then take them out and use them in smoothies. And then once the daughter over there, I'm going to walk, because what they say is bananas walk. So you've got this one here, then the next one, then you'd have one growing here, so they kind of walk along the paddock. So yeah, that's our little banana. We only keep sort of these, what you might say, 3 on the go at any one time, and it's enough for us. So yeah, that's our bananas. So this is our bananas. About a week from the last video. Opened up nicely. Just pull these little protectors out and then decide, I suppose, just how many you want. So this might open up, this bell might open up a little bit more, and they sit up lovely like this. How cool is that? I'll show you as they develop. This is about, like I say, about a week, 10 days from the last video. Just clear these leaves out of the way first, so we can see a little bit better. Right, so got the bunch of bananas going here. Just clear the bunch, and we've got this false fruit down here. So this bell here will just keep going down. It's of no value anymore, so we'll take that off. Like I say, some cultures will use the bell as a vegetable. So tidy all this up. So we've got these hands here going round, and we take everything off that we don't want, and then this last hand we'll leave one, because that will draw nutrients. So that draws nutrient past all of these, including this bunch, so that will help that to fill out. So just leave that one on, all cleaned up, and you can bag this one to keep the fruit fly off. So the bananas reproduce by sending up suckers, and you've basically got 2 types. You've got this one here with a really broad leaf. That one's no good. And then you've got one just here that's got a lot elongated narrow leaf. That's the one that you want for producing your bananas. But I don't want one here, because I've got mother, daughter, granddaughter, as it were. So I'm going to take this one off anyway. Don't want it. Dig out the core so that it doesn't reshoot. That's that. And then the next good sucker that comes off this one, we'll let that develop, because we'll have taken the fruit off the grandmother by then. So that's them keeping nice and tidy. And this sort of, I suppose you call it like a water sucker. It's not a good sucker. Take that out, and again just dig that out. Okay, that's all good.